Hey, Pennsylvania legislature. This is a public school teacher with a public servant's announcement about math. See, we have this budget problem where we're trying to get enough money to pay for our public schools. And it seems to me that, especially the Republicans in the legislature, have a real problem. Well, they're really good. I want to get the good stuff first. They're really good at subtraction. Really good at that, just not so great at addition. So I have a lesson for you about addition and subtraction that hopefully will help us solve our budget impasse. So if you take a look over here, you'll see we have 4 apples. This represents the amount of money that Pennsylvania, the Commonwealth, spent on education. Okay, all the money represented by these 4 apples. And everything was okay, and these 2 oranges represent federal stimulus dollars. Now, what happened was we had these 4 apples, and the federal government said, hey, you know what? Let's help you guys out. Here is 2 oranges that you can add to your funding. Look at all that. That looks great, doesn't it? And you're supposed to spend this on, one-time projects like capital improvement and things like that. But legislature, you didn't do that. You decided to be cheap, and you took away 2 apples and added those 2 oranges, and we still had 4. Well, that's okay. I mean, it's not as good as it could have been, but it's not, a reduction. And we were okay for about 2 years. And then the federal government said, okay, we told you it wasn't going to be a limited amount of time. We're taking our oranges back. And we're left with 2 apples. Now, those mathematicians among you might realize that if we're going to get back to where we were, we have to add 2 more apples. You see? That's what we would have to do. But at this point, we had Republicans in control of the legislature and the governor's office. And I don't know, you guys couldn't figure that out for some reason. So you said, no, we're just sticking with this. And you got really upset when people said, hey, wait, you're cutting education funding. And you said, no. Last year, we had 2 apples, 2 oranges. We have the same amount of apples this year as we did last year. But you see, the 2 apples is less than 4. You see that? You understand? So that was the problem. And that's why people got so upset and took your Governor Corbett and booted him out of office. And they elected someone who said, hey, I'm coming in. I want to add 2 more apples. I want to bring our education funding back to where it was. You see? That's the problem. So Governor Wolf comes in. He says, hey, let's add these 2 more apples. And you guys said, no way. No way. 2 apples, that's it. And that's our problem. You see, you guys took away 2 apples. It's your fault that we're down to this. So if you want to bring things back to where they were, you got to add 2 more apples. No. There's not going to be any more federal stimulus dollars. You have to do it. It's your job to do that. So Pennsylvania legislature, especially Republicans who are opposing Governor Wolf's budget, it is your responsibility to bring back some of these apples, because without them, for those 4 years that we tried to deal with this, we had reductions, we had increases in class size, we had narrowing of the curriculum, we had a whole bunch of teachers being laid off. We had students who were in unsafe environments because they didn't have guidance counselors, or in some cases nurses. Even in some cases, students died because they didn't have a nurse on duty full time to help them when they got sick. That's what these 2 apples mean. It means children's lives and their educations. So it's your responsibility to fix the problem. All right, so please, Pennsylvania legislatures, Republican legislators, please bring back our education funding to what it is. Stop playing games. Serve the people, the teachers, the parents, the children of the Commonwealth. Thank you very much.